Geometry Dash is a great game. It's a childhood classic, I'm sure we can all agree. I don't... This game should have sucked. It has everything going against it. On paper, this should suck. But then, why is it still so fun? Okay, obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit for my own amusement, but honestly, try describing it to someone who doesn't know this game, or playing it near them for more than 10 minutes. It's not gonna sell them, I can tell you that for sure. To let you know, it's gonna sound like I'm talking a lot of shit about this game, because that's 50% the point of the video, but I feel like I really should make this clear, okay? The wider point isn't this game sucks. The wider point is, based on everything I'm gonna talk about, this game should suck, but it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. I wouldn't have gone back into this game years later, after graduating from multiple schools, if I didn't truly believe that it was very fun. Period. From Arthur. So let's get into it. Now obviously with the point I made of the title, even if you haven't played the game, your first guess will be that the game is just very difficult. And it is, but it's not just that it takes numerous tries to get each level right. It takes hundreds, depending on who you are, maybe even thousands. When we were super young, my brother and I would call our little cousin try Stereo Madness and bullied him for not being able to get past the first spike. Despite the fact that he couldn't walk yet, his motor skills literally weren't developed. What the hell was I expecting? And all the hours, days, and weeks he spent on just one stage, falling, exploding again and again and again and again. Your little character explodes so many times that your standards drop, to the point where you're getting satisfaction out of 1% increase in duration. And seeing the selection of levels, you'll understand what I mean. Okay, to be fair, I was kind of cheating with that one because this is the hardest of all the default levels. But trust me, that's the experience you're gonna get for all of them, depending on your experience level. Next up, okay, guys, look, we have to talk about the music. Because it's really good. The soundtracks are really catchy, and amazingly, they don't get annoying just by listening to them hundreds of times. It's not like if I were to use, I don't know, Dance Monkey or Espresso. But the soundtrack is great. It goes well with the gameplay. However, there is a serious unavoidable issue, and this becomes a massive pet peeve of mine. Let me just set the scene. You're playing the level, you're vibing to the soundtrack, you're imagining in your head lyrics to a free-verse rap abundant with swearing, money, and illegal activity. Alright, that's fine. We try again. This time we're going to stay focused, we're in rhythm with the music, we're doing well. I think you get the point. Let me just go into practice mode. Okay, that was kind of all of my grievances out of the way. I'm just going to go back to the actual point. Look, a game being difficult isn't something new. Nick brought up a Bloodborne one time and I was almost convinced it was some kind of fever dream. The Last Judge from Silksong is clearly a hacker. And Clash Royale, no comment. But at least some of those games show a bit of mercy. At least the ones that were targeted towards kids, who, if you aren't aware, cannot handle difficulty spikes at all. All the long levels would have checkpoints, the hard parts would encourage you, maybe remind you of some gameplay mechanics you've forgotten about. This game is nothing. It just drops you in and it's like, good luck dipshit, you're on your own. Granted, that is a practice mode, but they definitely deliberately make it a bit janky at least. Now, it'd be one thing on its own if the game was just a selection of levels that you spend your life trying to beat, and then you're done. But if you still thought that was the case, I've got some bad news for you. Do you remember Mario Maker? Yeah, you see where this is going. Now, there's one part of this I don't really understand. The level design of game mode is very simple, you know? Basic background, basic elements, it's very easy to use. So can someone please explain to me how you're able to use that to make this? This part isn't even a complaint. I'm genuinely impressed. These levels are actually ridiculous compared to normal levels, and I just spent 5 minutes complaining about them. But to bring it back to my central thesis so I don't lose points in my examiner, a level design of a game mode with such simplicity is usually so limiting in what you can actually do, and so a ton of people don't really get into it. This could have turned into another Mario Maker, or that minigame in Link's Awakening, you remember that? But the outcome we have now, with regular uploads of stunning levels and millions of people who are somehow better than me, that is an outcome only possible thanks to the sheer dedication of the player base, the likes of which I don't think I've ever seen. But in any case, this game could have been awful. It could have been made even more difficult, even more ridiculous than it already is. But that wouldn't even matter at all. Because as I learned while making this, no, as I remembered, that isn't the only way to judge the enjoyment of a game. And undeniably, no matter how angry people get, no matter how much the game seems to be begging you to stop, you still remember it fondly, and remember spending such obscene amounts of time on it. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really know why that is. My idea, it's a challenge, and no one likes to back down from a challenge. But a chance to experience the whole level into rhythm-based, high-energy soundtrack goodness, it's part of a reward. In any other game, you'd complete a level, you'd move on to the next one, and that'll be it. not here. Here they stick with you. Not just in retrospect, but as you restart again and again and again. Geometry Dash is also so blessed with its fanbase filled with people dedicated enough to basically learn a new programming language, while simultaneously undergoing military-grade reflex training. Many make music too, which is how we're able to have tracks like this one, for example. These people are the reason this game became what it is today. If it was unknown, no one would be playing it today. If it was easier, no one would be playing it today. And if I never made this video, you may not even be playing it again. Because you hopefully understand exactly what I'm talking about. You remember that experience well, and you remember why it stuck with you for so long. All the way up to right now. But anyway, that's been all from me. If you stuck around, I appreciate you guys a lot. If you're here, comment, I don't know, like why are you recording in a box? And I'll see you boys in the next one. Each level is packed with an eerily infectious soundtrack, and difficulty spikes so immediate you'll be trapped in a never-ending cycle of death, rebirth, explosion, and instant regeneration, until all you can hope for is a sweet release of eternal extinction.